straight away, viewers, getting you some breaking images and inputs where a fire has caught fire. In fact, getting visuals of a building on fire in Ukraine's second largest city of Kharkiv. Now, we have seen the rapid movement of the Russian troops and the airstrikes that have also taken place in this particular area of Kharkiv, just west of Luhansk. And we have seen how airstrikes and bombardment had also taken place in Kharkiv, including TV stations and railway stations as well, to make sure that the civilian movement will also be hindered. And now we see another shelling aftermath of a building that has now caught on fire. Even as in public, Russia maintains that they are not targeting civilians, they're not targeting residential areas, we see that the collateral damage in the form of civilians has always come to light in these very gruesome pictures that we are getting from Ukraine now in Kharkiv, one of the biggest cities of Ukraine, where a building is on fire post a massive shelling that took place by the Russian troops in Kharkiv. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Ankit as well. Ankit, we see how these kind of images have come out from Ukraine, where civilian areas, residential areas have borne the brunt of the aggressive Russian movement and escalation on the ground.
Absolutely, Priyanka. There is no point in Russia claiming that they are not targeting civilian areas, because the visuals prove them completely to be wrong. In fact, what we've seen more often than not is apartment buildings totally devastated, and what we are seeing in these visuals from Kharkiv right now is another example of exactly that. That is a 4 or 5 story apartment building where the innards are completely aflame. Yesterday we saw similar visuals from Chernihiv. These are symptomatic of what Ukraine is claiming at this point, that there is no distinguishing for Russia between what is a civilian outpost and what is a military outpost. We had seen yesterday also, last evening, we had caught on camera a rocket striking a civilianish outpost very near the city center of Kharkiv. Now the point here is, even if Russia thinks that it is targeting a government outpost, a Ministry of Defense outpost, or some kind of military establishment, if it is inside the city premises of Kharkiv, how are you going to limit your explosions and damages only to the military establishments? You are going to catch civilians in your crossfire also, and that is what Ukraine is emphasizing at this time. And also because Ukrainians are trying to get out of their cities, there has been an agreement reached for a humanitarian corridor to be formed. But how can the corridor be formed if the shelling continues unabated, if there is a nuclear alarm also in place? This is some of the problems that the Ukrainians are dealing with, and that is what they have sought the intervention of various governments in order to get Vladimir Putin to stop the war in. But for right now, we have these visuals from Kharkiv where the city has been utterly bombarded, and that includes apartment buildings as well.
Oh yes, Ankit, and we will also have to wait and watch, because President Zelensky himself has stated that the next 24 hours are going to be extremely crucial to find out if humanitarian corridors will be created for safe evacuation of the civilians as well. For the moment, Ankit, thank you.